And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semifinals. The semifinals are semifinals here of the Sparkling Tuna Cup number 129. We're here. We've made it again. We already have one player waiting in the grand finals. We have Björn waiting in the grand finals for the winner of this series. And will it be a TvT or a TvP finals? We're here to find out. We're here to find out. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Washout, we have the red Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team Stouty Bulls. It is Nicoract. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have his new teammate. So we have the blue Protoss, also representing Stouty Bulls. It is Strange. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we delve into our TVP. Coming into this, I would say that Nicoract is the favorite player, but I also understand that Strange is a very aggressive and very chaotic player in his own right, especially in TVP. So this could go either way. I lean towards Nicoract, but anything can happen. Let's go. Let us go. As again, we're going to be settling in. Strange recently joining Stouty Bulls. Stouty Bulls was founded 2 months ago, featuring the younger up-and-coming talent from the CIS region, from Russia, specifically players like Nicoract, Young Yakov, Shameless, and GG Machine. Strange is a newer addition to the team, a surprising addition actually, but does join their ranks. Does join them, and we'll see how the two compare. Oh boy. So now, economic out of Nicoract, going for the Rax expand. Meanwhile, likewise, Gate expand out of Strange as well. Welcome to Washout. Washout is a map that I'm sure you've seen before, is a little bit more played out, has been featured for now 2 seasons in the TLMC and featured quite heavily in Pigster Cups alongside that. When it comes to the features of the map, we do have destructible towers, the towers that can break down some of these, I should say, the main feature of this map is that a lot of these fringe expansions have hybrid bases. We have gold patches here, gold patches here, gold patches everywhere, no full high yield bases, but a hybrid expansions nonetheless. A way to counteract that hybrid expansion and the amount of greed or the amount of wealth in these expansions are the destructible towers. You can knock down these towers here, towers here, towers here as well. There are towers at each of these expansions on the bottom right and top left hand corner of the map, and once knocked down, they will destroy mineral patches. In the past, they used to destroy the high yield patches. Now they only destroy the regular patches. So the high yield patches here are safer. A little bit safer. Honestly, I really like the concept. It's basically just an alternate option to harass with. So when you come in with like a harassing drop or like a run by, for example, you can go for the mineral line, you can go for the expansion, or you can try to whittle away at the tower over time to knock it down to destroy mineral patches themselves. So just another option when it comes to like harassing, when it comes to engaging, when it comes to applying pressure. Likewise, the main attack path in the center does open up over time. We've got a lot of rocks, and they eventually get knocked down, eventually opening up that center. The initial base layout here is relatively secure. We have an open entrance here towards the northern vertical expansion. A little bit surprised to see Strange expand away from Nicoract. Likewise, this area here on the high ground, this is also a little bit more accessible here to the aggressing player. Narrow entrance, which does open up over time. So no longer a mid game and a mid to late game. That's where Nicoract can be more active and more aggressive. Or I mean, either player really. For now going to be opening up with a mine drop. Alright, moving out. Remember, it was a more economic start out of Nicoract. Hallucination does confirm the drop, and Strange should be getting ready. So far, he's got a safety battery in the main base. Sentry Stalker in between the main and natural to react and to respond to whatever comes his way. Oh, and we're going for a hold up. No Twilight Council. Robo opener into a third base, a very fast third into a bay. Hyper greed out of Strange. My apologies. I was focusing a little more on Nicoract on the map itself, but Strange going for a very strange build here. Hyper greed. Drop comes in, zones away the mineral line. Ooh, catching out a Stalker. Yeah, one Stalker and just the one probe. No major damage here. But again, insanely fast third. It's already getting saturated. So Hypergreed out of Strange going for the fast third base, followed by the Immortal into fast Colossus. So hyper greed here. If Nicoract were to go for an early all-in and early aggression, he could punish, but Nicoract hasn't confirmed the build. I mean, he saw the bay, okay, he saw the bay. So Nicoract, he has an idea. And Nicoract, he needs to punish this in some way, otherwise Strange is going to get out of hand. And Strange making 3 probes at a time. Here comes Nicoract. Gets spotted by the Observer. Now, can Strange stop this? That's the real question here. Strange, he has Vanilla Stalkers. Remember, there's no upgrades. Vanilla Stalkers, Vanilla Zealots. We got some Sentries. We have 1 Immortal. We have 1 Colossus just now popping out. With that 1 Colossus, Strange may hold here. Let's go to his Colossus. Nice Force Fields. Locks down a Cyclone. Cycling us off down. We have a Reinforcing Tank. So Nicoract getting up to 2 tanks. First tank does each. Ooh. A tank shot going up. Nicoract moving further in. Getting within range. Massive tank shots. Colossus getting low. Colossus is getting low, but now there's a second Colossus. Now to 2 Colossi. First tank getting caught out. Does get targeted down. Not bad. Gets 1, but ooh, gets punished. Yeah, Marauders ace him in. They get 1 of the Colossus. Tank shots going off. Yeah, brutal tank connections. And Nicoract, he's doing it. I was concerned here that Nicoract wouldn't be able to punish. Again, this was a hyper greedy build here by Strange, and Strange, he does not get away with it. Marauders ace him in. The battery's out of energy. Yeah, the battery is out. Oh. He's so close to diving on that Colossus. There's the energy overcharge. And really, Nicoract just has to maintain this position. Over time, he will kill the expansion. Oh, no, he's backing off. Yeah, no reinforcements. Lacking reinforcements here. For now, Nicoract does pull away. He does not break the expansion. This was good damage, but he fails to kill the 3rd. I mean, it's a very mature decision. Like, Nicoract, he doesn't know when the upgrades are finishing. Charge, when it does finish, like, that would be an easier defense from Strange. Nicoract plays it safe. He does play it safe. He's going for drop play. Chopping in towards the main. Strange is ready. Strange is ready in the main. And Nicoract, he just pulls back. He just pulls back, claiming his 3rd expansion, and we're just slowing things down. After an intense early game, we're just calming things down. We're building up to our 3 bases. Strange's 4th base is late, so late 4th expansion. Nicoract is ahead economically. Has a stronger economy, building up into the stronger army as well. Vikings are amassing. Academy's on the way for Ghost production. I do favor Nicoract's position currently, but we'll see where Strange takes us from here. We'll see if Strange goes for a second Robo, if he takes his gases. Oh, it's my apologies. We already have the splash damage of choice here, going for Archon production and potentially even Storm. I think I'm slowing things down. I think I'm slowing down. Strange, he needs time to get his 4th and then soon to be 5th base up and running. Okay, he's built up to 4 Colossus. That's a lot of splash damage. So there's 4 Colossi. We'll see if he can get up this ramp. Does push outside the bases. EMPs are now available here for Nicoract. Now, the ideal would be Strange gets up the ramp, he does distract the main army, and then he peels off Zealots into the mineral line. Speaking of, yep, headed for the mineral line. But the main army doesn't move in. Strange not coming in from behind. Only engaging with his Zealots, though. Okay. Ooh, Colossus almost punished. Yeah, Colossi, they cannot engage or too many Vikings, and in the end, Nicoract, he will hold. He holds very nicely here. Doesn't lose any SCVs. And Strange has to pull away. Pulls away. There was potential, but again, the Viking was just too high. The Colossus, they did nothing. We have 14. Oh my God. 14 Vikings. That's plenty. They can one-shot. Ooh, and they do. Yeah, Prism goes down and gets 1, gets 2 Colossus, getting 3, getting all 4. You could argue maybe too many Vikings, but I mean, it works. 14 Vikings, down to 9. Shut down the Colossus. They're being rebuilt. Nicoract moving in. Remember, there's no storm. There's no storm, no disruptors, no splash damage. Nicoract, he can just stim. He can just stim and he can just win. The Impies are connecting. And there's nothing to be afraid of here. Without any splash damage, like what can the Protoss do? Nothing, pappy. As the army just doubles out of control, GG gets called, and Nicoract, he will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Nicoract will take a lead in the series. Again, it was a very, very odd build here from Strange. Remember, he went 2-gate Robo into a third. Hyper greedy build here by Strange. In the end, he was punished for it. We saw that Nicoract may not have killed, but he did cripple. He was able to catch out the Immortal, the Colossus, able to trade well against the army. Didn't kill the third base, but did take a lead from there and was able to translate that lead into the eventual push. So GG, well played. Nicoract, he takes the lead in the series, and now we're getting ready for game number 2. We'll see if Strange can recover, bounce back, and force the ace match. More importantly, what map are we letting into? Where are we dropping? Oh, okay, gonna be dropping into Defender's Lab. Go. Jeez, okay. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Defender's Lab, we have the red Terran player, himself, representing Stouty Bulls, leading the series 1-0. It is Nicoract. Nico. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, also representing Stouty Bulls. It is Strange. He is Strange. True. Let's go. As a welcome once again to Defender's Lab. We've seen this quite often so far here in the broadcast. Every now and then. So far, there have been a couple of maps that we have yet to feature. Quickly double checking here. What was our map pool for the tournament? We've yet to feature Exarch. So we've yet to feature Exarch. Rainfall is the other big one, and Void Storm. Those are the 3 maps we have yet to feature. To be fair, they're more extreme. I would say that Rainfall is hyper aggressive. Exarch is a 4-player small map, so a little more mid to late game oriented. And Void Storm is a little more chaotic as well with a healing pad. So they are a lot more extreme, I would say. Void Storm, Rainfall, and Exarch. But hopefully we get to see one of them during this broadcast. Whether it's in this series or the finals. Hopefully. There you go. 40 people watching, no chats. What is this? It's all good. The YouTube chat, I mean, in general, live viewership on YouTube is quite a bit lower. So less of an active chat. It's all good. It's all good. Just taking it in. So now it is double gas. Okay, double gas open out of Nicoract. And this time a much more aggressive build. Much more aggressive. Double gas into a faster factory. Technically, this can lead into a 1-base all-in. I usually don't really bring that up here, and Nicoract, he should be expanding. Yeah, just high ground CC. But regardless, a very tech-heavy start, a more aggressive start by Nicoract. Much more aggressive. Reaper moves out. We have some safety batteries here. Blind batteries out of Strange. Strange, did he scout early on? He did. Okay, he knows. Yeah, Strange. Did scout early on. And Strange is playing it safe with a battery at the natural and a battery in the main. And this will keep Strange safe against, say, Reaper Hellion. Like, heavy commitment to Reaper Hellion. We have a tech of choice for the first time this series. Twilight Council opener out of Strange. Okay. Remember, last game was a Robo opener. Robo opener until past third. This time, Twilight Council. And how many gateways get thrown down? Nicoract and ourselves were on the lookout here. Is it 2 gate blink, greedy opener, 3 gate blink, middle of the road, or 4 gate blink, hyper aggressive? Shows the gateway count. Likewise, we'll keep an eye on the timing of the Robo. So far, there's 1 gate in the main, a 2nd gateway here at the natural. Meanwhile, we do have our initial opener leading into early Cyclone drops. Okay. So again, Nicoract, he doesn't go into any Hellion production. Straight for the Tech Lab, into Cyclone, into drop across the map. Ideally, Nicoract, he does want to catch out, say, like a stray Stalker, stray Adept. Any stray units. That is the Robo on 2 bases, so safer build here by Strange. Being safe for now. Oh, we're just committing. Oh my god. This is basically an all-in. Hyper aggression here. Waiting for reinforcements. That's going to be the initial tank. So Cyclone into a tank, into Viking harasser, or into Viking reinforcements across the map. The reason why we're making a Viking here is because we're using all the production buildings to make as much DPS as possible. Then Vikings, they do add quite a bit to the army. So we're just rallying everything. So hyper committed, hyper aggressive here by Nicoract. He's pushing. Back at home, Strange is expanding 2 gate blink into a 3rd. Hyper greed. Oh no! Strange is being greedy, and Nicoract, he moves in. He moves in. That's not Toast's pylon, by the way. The pylon's under fire, and everything will be depowered. Massive pickup. Stalkers, they commit in. It commits. Does take down the Cyclone. Does take down the tank as well. Strange, he should be able to hold on here, but at a cost. At a cost of the entire mineral line. That's going to be 9 probes going down. Viking lands as well. Crazy damage. Oh god, 17 probe. 17 probe kills, and depowers everything as well. Sure, Strange, he has a 3rd that's on the way, but he gets knocked down to 25 workers. That is critical damage. This build from Nicoract may not have killed, but he does cripple. He does cripple Strange. Now, there's a bit of a give and take here. The upside is, of course, that Nicoract lost his tank, so his tank count was reset. Likewise, extra Raxes are delayed as well, so later Raxes, later upgrades as a result of that. Nicoract has a weaker transition into the mid-game, but Strange, I mean, he just lost how many? He just lost 17 probes. Was that enough? Bearing in mind, Strange to get away with his 3rd base, so he can make 3 probes at a time. We got attempted landed Viking harass. Strange does pull away. 1 probe. Only 1. That is not worth it for Nicoract. Strange is holding. Blinks into the main. Ooh, into tank fire though. Oh my god. Not quite worth it. Losing a Stalker. And Stim is going to be saved. Tanks they defend. But again, you can see how late Stim is just because the Raxes were so late due to the build itself. From here, we're calming down. Once again, when it comes to this map itself, it does kind of favor more mid-game play. There are some speed zones, a lot of speed zones here in the center, mainly in locations to rotate back and forth between certain base locations. More applicable to the mid-game, but we're not quite there yet. Whether we get there or not, we'll see. Strange is a little saturating. Nicoract, he's stuck at home at least until Stim finishes. When Stim is done, then Nicoract, he can start to push. He can start to be active. There are TCs on the way, so never mind. Looks like Nicoract, he can start to break out, but he's going to be stuck at home. Going to be stuck at home. Securing our 3 bases. I say that. No, my apologies. With these medevacs, he has pushing power. And Stim will be done as the army moves out. We're going for a bit of a beyond push. Stim will be done as the army gets across the map. Nicoract, he commits. Strange, he does spot the army. And back at home, what do we even have to defend? We have 1 sentry, 1 colossus, a handful of stalkers. Again, due to the early economic damage, Strange has had a hard time transitioning into the mid game. He still needs more time. And that's 3 tanks. Nicoract, he needs to siege. Okay, there we go. Does siege up. Massive volley goes up. Ooh, on the Stalkers. There we go. Now retargets. That's one. That's two Colossus going. Sorry, that's two tanks going down. He gets a Colossus. He gets one. Takes down the Colossus. Again, a bit of rough target firing at a Nicoract. He did waste one of the volleys. Nicoract pulls away, dropping into the main. Strange does barely hold on. And setting up for his own counterattack. As Nicoract drops in. As Strange is stuck at home, Nicoract, he can now freely expand, claiming his third. Claiming his third base. Nicoract dusts him away. Racing back home. From here, Nicoract is racing back. Strange fighting for map control. When it comes to the main army, Strange is building up to 3 Colossus. Strange, he has charge. He has blink. Nicoract, he will have the defensive advantage though. Getting his own sensor tower. We'll see if he can keep up. Again, this area here is brutal. Gets into the high ground. Pushing between the bases. He commits. He dives in. And can he get on top of the tank? Not quite. Yeah, massive tank shots going off with the Stalkers. As Zealots, they are still being reinforced. And more Zealot weapons coming in. Nicoract, can he break through? Not quite. Yeah, barely not. And this area here is so huge, actually. Between the bases. We have Nicoract trying to stim in. He does barely get onto one Colossus. He gets one. He gets just the one. One Colossus. 2 Colossus. There's 1 Colossus remaining. And Strange, can he barely break through? It's still very close. Tank pulls back to the high ground. Vikings being focused down. There's just barely not a ground army here, and it looks like Strange, he's forcing the ace match. Yeah, he's getting into the mineral line, 25 SCV kills, critical damage. Again, Nicoract, he was set up here at the third, but he was so exposed at the natural. Like, this area here it's brutal. This area outside of the natural. And with that, Nicoract, he's overwhelmed. And we're going to game 3, Pappy. As the entire middle line goes down, 44 SCV kills. GG gets called, and Strange sides up the series. We're going all the way to that ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, we did have a back and forth here. Hyper aggression initially from Nicoract to being active, pushing across the map, but barely every single time Nicoract wasn't able to do critical damage. He was able to catch a Colossus here and there, trade with the army, but barely not good enough. Until eventually Strange, he built up on 3 bases. He got his 3 Colossus, broke out across the map, and we saw that Nicoract was out of position. Again, he had a pretty secure 3rd base, I would say, but the natural was a little more open, and that area in between the bases it looked quite brutal to maintain. Quite brutal to maintain. A lot of space in between the 3rd and the natural. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're going to be loading into game number 3. Going to be loading into Sanctuary 3. Oh boy. Here we go. Oh. Here we go. We are getting into our ace match here, getting into game 3 and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Sanctuary 3. We have the red Terran player. We have the red Terran player himself representing Stony Balls, being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? It is Nicoract. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss player himself, representing Stony Balls. It is Strange. Here we go. Here we go, as we are going to be coming down, we're going to be settling in. Welcome on all to Sanctuary 3. Again, this is an interesting map. We do have the high ground natural base, so we have a really secure 2-base initial setup. We have our 3rd expansion here. I would say that even though this area here on the low ground can be a little bit more open to abuse and to aggression, I would say this is still a much more secure 3-base setup than the previous map, for sure. When it comes to the 4th expansion, that's where things become a little bit more open, a little bit more spread out, depending on how we expand. We'll see if we make use of the center expansion or the northern base instead. We'll see how our players do approach Sanctuary 3. Let's go. For now, single gas this time. Single gas opener. This time Nicoract is going for something more economic, which in my mind makes more sense here on this map. Does make more sense. Just because of the high ground, just because the space is much more secure. Meanwhile, Strange, as a result of that, is going to be opening up... Oh, never mind. I saw Zealot first, but does cancel. Does cancel the Zealot. Will expand. We're calming down. Calming down. Bearing in mind that we still have the grand finals thereafter. This is going to be the final game of this series. We have Beyond waiting for the winner of this matchup in the next round. Still waiting, Pappy. And do remind me, of course, we do have the raffle after this as well. La Rifa. We have the random raffle after the semis. For those unaware, we do every single week we do have a participation raffle for the players. Nothing major, nothing crazy, but 5 USD to a random player that did compete tonight, as long as they didn't forfeit. If they forfeited, then they are ineligible for the raffle. I don't think we had any forfeits this week. I'll double check. Oh, hello, as we're going for a Stargate opener. Okay, bold move. Stargate openers are usually reserved for larger, more defensive maps. I don't know if this really constitutes for that. Reaper dips in, pulls away. Nicoract does fail to scout. Nicoract is unaware. Behind this, we can be building up Phoenixes and then break out and punish any kind of aggression early on. We could go Oracle first. Reaper is defected. Just double checking. Yeah, there was no forfeit. Nice. No forfeits. Hashtag rig raffle. Yeah, sí, papi, sí. Ahí están. He knows. He knows. As Phoenixes, they are going to be banking up in the main. Ideally, you do want to hide them and preserve them. Building up these Phoenixes. Reaper Hellion is going to be denied. And behind this, Nicoract is going for his own Raven Harass. No mind drop. No mind drop here. Going for the faster tech labs. The Admiral swap into Raven play, into Raven Harass. It's going to be up to Strange to hunt down that Raven. As Phoenixes are revealed, catching out the Reaper Hellion. I believe the Raven has yet to reveal itself. It's staying at home. Yeah, Raven does stay at home. Phoenixes, they gain map control. And behind this, are we going Phoenix Colossus or Phoenix Hunter Charge? That's the big question here. There's that Robo, there's the Immortal, and we're expecting a Bay. There it is, a Bay for Colossus. So very old school build here by Strange going Phoenix Colossus. Very old school. The strength of this build, of course, is building up in towards the mid game. Your Phoenixes, they gain map control, they deter any kind of drop play, and then you just build up into Mass Colossus. Of course, there's going to be a window in time where Strange is vulnerable before he hits critical mass of Colossus, and when he's relying purely on Phoenixes, main pushes can excel. Right now, we're making Reacted Vikings. Stim is on the way. Nicoract, he can soon break out. We'll see if he commits across the map, though, or if he just expands. Phoenix picks in. Catching out 2 SCVs. As the Phoenix is able to pin once again. Catching another pair. And 3, 4, 5, 6 SCV kills. And Nicoract, he commits. Yeah, he's just all in. He just rushes everything across the map. If he wanted to, he could even pull the boys, but no, he'll keep them back. Does not pull the boys, not yet. Waiting for his upgrade. Sim is done in 10 seconds. And it will soon be go time. Again, he has plenty of anti-air. But can he get within range of the Colossus? Phoenix shots, they go off. They catch out one of the Vikings. Not bad. One Viking goes down. Scan reveals that there's a fake Colossus. Yeah, it does focus fire. Going for the Colossus. He sims in. Yeah, it does stim in. Colossus is left idle. And the Colossus should go down. Just barely. It does fall. And now we just go to town. Yeah, now we can just commit. Despite that, the Zealots, they are punishing somewhat. Can he hold on? The Immortal gets one tank. Gets one. Gets two. Both tanks go down, they never got to siege, and Strange is holding. On the one hand, Nicoract, he reset the Colossus count. On the other hand, he never sieged up. He never could push. His main armor was lacking. The push fails. Strange, he defends his third, fully saturated, up 20 workers, and the third siege just now begins. Double eBay as well. Very late. Very late. Nicoract, he was so committed. Again, he was borderline all in there. And for Nicoract to fail to break through, to fail to get any critical damage here, he falls so far behind. Oof. Now Nicoract, he still has a large army to work with. True. He can still make something happen. But if he doesn't soon, then Strange can just take a fourth. I will say that Strange's fourth base is late. Strange, he just throws down 8 gateways. 8 gateways are thrown down, whereas we could have definitely afforded a 4th expansion. So Strange, he is a little bit adverse to expanding, getting a 4th base. He's playing scared. Alright, catching whatever he can. Nicoract still being active. Still no 4th expansion. What's going on? It's so late. Like, there was a big window in time where Strange was up 20 workers, but Nicoract, he's slowly catching up. He's catching up, claiming his own 3rd expansion. 4th base still on the horizon here. Just now being thrown down. So the economic lead that Strange should have had, and does have, is not as big as it otherwise should be. Okay. So we have somewhat of a back and forth. Nicoract, he still has a solid army. Going for the academy, working towards ghosts. But Strange, he does currently have the supply lead. Bunkers aren't ready. And Nicoract, he hasn't set up. He hasn't stabilized yet. Not yet. Oh. He's also punished. A 3rd CC is denied. This is all that Strange needs to do. Strange, he does not have to push in. Just calm down. Deny the 3rd base. Contain Nicoract on 2 bases. Claim his own 3rd nexus. Strange getting further ahead. Nice catch. It's 1, 2, 3 Phoenixes. Nice catch on the Phoenix. So we go. Nice catch on the Colossus. Gets 1. Takes down 1. Takes down 2. Charge looks like he made in. Strange, I don't think he needs to be here. Strange, he may lose all 3. Just 2. Okay, just 2 Colossus. Strange still holding on. Still trying to. Once again committing in. But doesn't really have many zealots though. Yeah, charges are going down. Colossus is getting low. Can Nicoract go for the dive? He wants it. He wants a Colossus. Barely does get it. Okay. Colossus goes down, takes down the Immortal as well. Nicoract, he holds. He's holding on at the same time, does claim his 3rd base. Milling up as best he can. Strange though, once again setting up. Catching at the bio. Zelsa do peel off into the mineral line. And Nicoract is being kept busy. And damage is being done. Yeah, these Zelsa dealing critical damage here. 7 SCV kills. Looking for more. Did I say 7? He's going to get the entire mineral line. Oh no, he's forced to fight. 22! 22 SCVs going down. Critical damage. Ay, ay, ay. And Nicoract down to less than half the working count of Strange. Less than half the SCVs. Oh, even Mules getting caught out, losing 2 fresh Mules. Crazy damage. And with that, Nicoract's all in. I mean, he's been all in for quite some time at this point. It's ever since the initial push. It's all or nothing with Nicoract. Sims in. They'll still maintain a decent Viking count. Okay. Nice volleys. 2 volleys going off. Needs 1 more. Again, the army supplies are still quite close. It's still quite neck and neck. Comes down to the positioning. Nicoract rotates. Strange responds. 1 Colossus goes down. No shield battery. Yeah, no batteries in position. Nice time with the first Colossus, but there's still 2 left. Still 2 Colossus left here. Strange, he does give chase. Catching out a medevac. A couple of Vikings as well. Ooh, collapsing on the ground army. And with that, Strange overwhelms. Yeah, Strange overwhelms. ZG gets called, and Strange will claim the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played again. Hyper aggression out of Nicoract. He was so devoted, so committed to his initial push, if you recall, going for his own move out with the early tanks, with the early bio army as well, rallying Vikings across the map. He had to end the game then and there, and he barely failed to. Barely did fail to. Did kill the Colossus, if you remember. Did reset the Colossus count, but in doing so, he lost everything in the process. Lost his bio army, his Cyclone, his tanks, the medevacs, lost everything in the process. And in the end, Nicoract, he failed to do any economic damage. On the one hand, yes, he was able to reset the Colossus. On the other hand, Strange was up a base. He was up a base, he was up a third, and that's something that Strange was able to lord over Nicoract throughout the course of the entire game. GG. That greater economy. But GG well played with that. With that Strange, he will claim the series. He will claim the series. He will advance on into the next round. Into the grand finals here to face off against his next opponent. It's going to be a best of 5. Best of 5 between Strange and Beyond. Let's go. Let us go.